Greetings, mortals, and welcome. Please present your tickets for validation. Thank you. Your existence has been acknowledged, and you have been granted access every Thursday and Friday. You will be accompanying your guides, Krista and Brandy, along with a world-renowned guest. They will be exploring an intriguing tendril of what humans refer to as reality each week, as they strive to advance you further down the path to the truths of your physical earth and what lies on the other side. Remember to please keep your hands and feet in the vehicle at all times, and do not exit until the craft has come to a complete stop. Good evening, mortals.
Mortals. I definitely feel mortal today. I'll tell you that right now.
No, me too. I'm
No
all kinds of
superpowers
mortal.
to be had.
Yeah, I'm all kinds of mortal today. That's for sure. Oh, Lord. You know, we
You
got
must
some
have left
people.
that screen up because somebody.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I said somebody had said something about leaving the screen on my feet. That wasn't my feet. I don't know whose feet that was.
That was a. We're going to break that video down. Y'all seen the stills from the video that I have out of Brown Spring Cemetery, but I don't. It's been forever since I've shown the video, and that is from Amy and Laney over on Conversation with the Curious. That was their first time. This video is from the first time they went up to the cemetery ever, and they went up by themselves. This is before. I mean, this was right when me and them were becoming friends, and they had no idea what Brown Springs was about. And all they knew is they ran across a cemetery, and they were paranormal investigators, and they wanted to go investigate a cemetery, right?
Right.
They had no idea what else was out there at this point. They had not got into the cryptid field at all at this point. And and when they came back and they posted that video, I chewed them out for going up there by themselves.
Yeah.
Because they were unarmed. Two women up there by themselves, had no clue. And as you can tell, because they're walking around in tennis shoes and sweatpants, and that is not a place for tennis shoes and sweatpants.
No. The human element alone in Brown Springs should tell any woman, do not have more than just you and a friend. You need more than you and a friend. Two ladies out there is just not a good idea.
Now, Amy's husband was parked at the bottom, and I didn't realize that at the time. So, and ain't nobody messing with Cody. I guarantee you that. He makes me look small. He is a bear. He feels a door when he walks through it. And he is not one to be messed with. And he goes nowhere that he ain't packing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but that really doesn't help the ladies out when they're up at the top,
Well, that's true. That's true. But anyway, I mean, that was a little bit of, but anyway, this was all, like I said, this was their first time up there, and they had no idea what else was up there. And when they were up there, a little tidbit about this video. when they were walking around, they heard puppies whining up there.
Wow, that's kind of weird.
And yeah, very weird. And they thought about trying to, and the puppies were like off in that back area, back in the woods, back in the brush back there, you know, and that's where the sound was coming from. And they thought about going back there and looking, and then they thought better of it, and they just got a weird hinky feeling, and they left.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you get a weird hinky feeling no matter where you walk around there.
right. And we're going to be having Amy on the channel, back on the porch before long. So I'm looking forward to that. They quit doing paranormal. Because they were having to fight so much stuff in their life in their house.
Mm-hmm.
And they've started doing the true crime thing and the mysteries and all that kind of stuff. And these are folks that have done paranormal all their life. And thank you, Pops. Gary Spock Sr. He's the first one out of the gate. He takes it. He's ahead by a length with 5 new. What do y'all call folks?
I don't know. I don't know. We need to make up a name, a good one. I don't know. What does everybody think that we should call our members?
We got 5 more blondes. How's that?
There you go.
So we got 5 new blondes to add to the group.
The boo babies.
Boo babies. There you go.
Boozers.
The boozers. The hoo-hoos.
Well, it could be a whole lot. Oh my goodness. 5 non-blondes.
5 non-blondes. I'm kind of digging the hoo-hoos.
The hoo-has.
The hoo-has. Hoo-ha! Hoo-ha!
Booberries. Aww. That's cute. Booberries.
We could go the boobies. No, that wouldn't.
No. No. And we used to call. When I was young, we used to call somebody who was acting quite not right in the head. We used to call them boobs. Like quit acting like a boob.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if that's because, and I remember, I remember that term, a boob,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're being a boob.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's just because they bounced all over the place or what that was, but
oh, I don't know. The Booby Clan.
The Booby Clan. So anyway, we're fixing to take a look at this video, and it's just a portion of the video. But I don't have the stills brought up because most people have seen them, and this is where what I call the Jawa came from. That black looking thing that was with a tail and and a hood and everything from Brown Springs Cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. To me, it's clear as a nose on your face. Our resident skeptic is going to show up, and we may have Mary Lynn may join us too. So, and it's It's an interesting piece of footage because there is, I don't know, to me, there's just something there, and I don't know what in the hell it is. Honestly, I don't. I don't know if this is what we call a shadow person. I don't know if it's a puck wedgie or I don't know what the hell it is. But anyway, let's take a look at it.
Thank you, T-Bone. Appreciate you.
Yeah. T-Bone, there's 5 more blondes. Boobies.
It's the Boo Clan.
Babies.
Welcome to the Boo Clan.
The Boo Clan.
The Boo Baby Clan.
The Boo Clan.
The Boo Clan.
It's like a Foot Clan from Ninja Turtles.
I know. We're just the Boo Clan. I mean, we sound like ninjas.
Yeah. The Boob Clan.
Sometimes I feel like one. I honestly do.
The Boob Clan. You know, it did not take long for this show to go off the rails, Bunk. I called you Blondie. Ah!
Yeah.
I guess that makes me Dagwood.
That's original. Right. Hey, I like me a Dagwood sandwich, you know.
Right?
They are good now. I was just saying. All right.
I know, right? I know, right? So, all right. Let me jump over here, and I'm going to do this full screen. Jump over here.
Yeah. By the way, this is not me.
No. This is Amy and Lainey. I believe this is Lainey, which is Amy's daughter. I've got it slowed down to a quarter speed. Of course.
You got my internet? What's happening?
I don't know. I watched this thing like 4 times before this thing started.
It's because you broke it.
Evidently I did. Error. Please try again. What the?
I think we have more than gremlins. I honestly think we have more than gremlins. There's more.
Man, I tell you, it's... All right. Whoop, back up. My mouse, I swear, my mouse has a mind of its own.
Oh, no.
And it just keeps jumping all over the damn page. All right.
Well, you were having trouble with it last night.
I know, right?
Mm?
It's weird. I don't know what it is. All right. So I think I got it going.
Boobaloo's.
The Boobaloos? Is that what?
Yeah.
I used to love the Bugaloos when I was a kid. I had a huge crush on the girl. So, okay. We're going to go full screen. How's that look, Brandy?
Looks good to me. I've got it. I see it.
Okay. All right, here we go. So then if I'm just going to play this, and then we'll go back and break it down. So you can see that's where the sweatpants come in. She's fighting briars.
Yeah, that's normal.
This is how to get briars off your sweatpants 101. Okay, now we're panning back over. Okay, now what did you see?
It's hard to say. I thought I saw something like as they pan back over at the end, like there was something right there in the trees, but I couldn't see. It was just a quick glance. I just really couldn't tell. I'd have to freeze that up and look at that.
Okay, and that's
But
what we're going to do.
what are we supposed to be seeing? Okay.
Okay. Okay, you see that black spot right there? Almost in
Yes.
the center of the screen? Okay,
Yes.
that's the first glance you get of it. Okay. See how it's materializing? And it's blacker than anything on the screen.
Right.
Okay, as they pan over, you can see it taking shape, I think. And then they pan over, and I'll jump over here, and it's fixing to come back into frame. Now look at it.
Wow, that's totally different than what we first started looking at. And it seems to be changing shape as they pan.
Right.
Okay. Look
So
at
there's the
it.
first
Okay, I
shot of
see it
it,
there.
and
And
it
it's
goes out
showing
of
like
frame.
on the yeah, it's like showing on the left side of that tree.
Right.
And then we come back to it, and then it looks like center of the tree. See right
Right.
there? It looks like the center. And then it keeps changing shape as they keep panning, and that shouldn't have done that.
Right. So there it is.
Because
It's
it
on the
looks like
far
it,
left of the tree.
right. It looks like it's on the left of the tree, but when you pan back, it's like dead center in the middle. And then as they keep panning, it keeps changing shape.
And it's a lot bigger there too.
Right?
And it's taking up almost the whole tree at that point right there.
Right. And you don't see the person holding the camera moving like they're walking. They're just
No, they're
panning.
standing still. Right. They're just panning. Now, and what's interesting is when they were in this position before, at the first of the video, it was on the left side of the tree. And if you look now, it's on the right side of the
Mm-hmm.
tree. So it goes from the left side to the whole, and then covers the whole tree and then goes to the right. And they didn't see anything. So here we go. Left side of the tree, right. They're very, very
There it
edge of the
is.
tree.
Right. Right. Well, I should say correct. Correct.
So when it goes out of frame and then comes back into frame. Damn mouse.
And you said these two were the only ones up there?
They were the only ones up there. And
Wow.
here it's taking up almost the whole tree. And then you can see it's either turning or changing shape, and it goes to the right of the tree. And then that's the end of the video.
Ah.
Let's see what we're picking up in chat. Let's see. Could be a shadow person. For sure, I think it's something. Let's see. Looks like a stickman cam thing before blackness. I saw it both ways, Gary says. Looking for Bigfoot called Twinkle Toes. Okay. Let me go forward a little bit.
Well, a Cool Hand says at that distance they should have seen it. Not necessarily.
Right. Well, you would think.
Yeah, because I mean, we talked about the video where you and I were out there and had that black blobby thing. You know, we had that, and we didn't see it with our eyes. We saw it through a thermal.
Yeah, which brings up another question. What would have been interesting is to see if this had been thermal footage. What would it have shown? Would we have seen the same phenomenon with this being a heat signature that we did with that other thing?
Or lack of heat signature.
Yeah. And Barry says it looks like it's emerging or materializing. See, that's what I thought too. Peace Frog says there are many videos, things like this, peeking out of the trees and there being nothing there. Yeah.
Right. And this thing is clearly changing shapes.
Yeah.
You know, as we look at it from the first time we looked at it, it was on one side of the tree, and then we come back to it, it's in the middle of the tree, and then it seems to be kind of like changing shape and moving as they're panning. It shouldn't move and change shape.
Right. And
it should remain the same.
T-Bo says conical head. It does have a conical head, but it's almost too conical. To me, it almost looks like it's wearing a hood. Let me go to the end of the video where we get a really good shot of it and pause it. Back up. Hey, get back over here. Get back over here.
Okay.
Right there. That is, I think that is real close to the still that I've got that I captured, off the video that I show quite a bit.
It does look like it's wearing a hood.
It does. It looks like it's cloaked, and I don't mean cloaked as in what we usually call. I mean like it's wearing a cloak.
And invisible.
Yeah, I don't think it's invisible.
With a hoodie.
Exactly. Almost like a Jawa. I mean, that's to me, that's what it reminds me of, is the damn Jawa from Star Wars.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah. And, Gary Spock Sr. pops, it's not a Bigfoot. Look at the legs. It looks like a person. Lanita's like, oh, hello, Lanita. Oh my gosh, you sweetheart. I haven't seen you in a long time. Then what is it? And is this posted somewhere? It is on their channel, Conversation with the Curious.
Mm-hmm. Well, Big Bird says the legs look skinny, but then again, what part where are we in the manifestation? Are we in full blown manifestation, or are we, like almost there but not quite? We don't know.
And Mickey G says at times I see stuff and Brandon does not. And reverse, I see things and he doesn't. So yeah, and that happens. That does. I mean, we Amy and Laney were up there with me and Pops and Junior, and we were all having different experiences at the same exact time, and we were 20 yards apart. And so it's a very strange place up there, folks. It really is.
Hold on, I'm trying to look at this from a bigger screen. I it definitely looks like a figure of some sort. It does.
And Freak Geek says, so is that not a tree trunk? I would say yes, but there's not a tree that has that feature right there. I know the area. That would have to be like a hollowed out portion of a tree to be that dark. But the thing about it is, it changes shape, and they're doing nothing but panning. They're standing still. Let's see. Big
Go
Bird
back
says,
to the very first. Go back to the very first part where we see it to begin with.
right there. And see, what gets me is if it was a tree trunk, it wouldn't. If it was a black spot or a hollowed out spot in that tree, why does it move from left to right?
I don't know.
See, that's what throws me off on that part of it.
Okay, can you do me this favor?
What you need?
Put it on normal speed. Just put it on normal speed, and let's look at it at normal speed and see what we see. Because like I said, when you asked me, what do you see? I said, well, I see something in the woods, but oh, you see it moving right there. Do you see
Yeah.
it getting wider as the pans? Yeah, okay. See it getting bigger? Okay. Let's wait and see what happens when it goes back. That is very interesting. Well, we know how you can get caught up in all kinds of stuff up there.
Oh, absolutely.
See, it was even changing shapes at that point. No, no. That's definitely something because it's definitely on the left side of the tree and it's changing shape as she's panning. Now, that could be
Right.
due to light. Now, don't get me wrong. But when you pan back, there is no mistaking that that image has moved.
Right.
See, it's right in
And it's
it's right in
even
the middle there. Yeah,
well,
no.
and it's even closer. It looks like.
Yeah, like it's right in your face type thing.
Right.
Like maybe something was coming to check her out.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, it's changing shape.
Right.
It's definitely in a different position and it's changing shape. So, and it shouldn't be doing that if it were like a tree stump or, a hollowed out tree, it wouldn't do that. Well, Cool Hand asked, so why didn't they see it? You'd be amazed at a lot of things you don't see until later. such as, when we catch EVPs.
Right.
EVPs, you can't hear them with your own ears.
Mm-mm.
And, you only hear them on the replay and the audio. But the video, if it's manifesting, who knows? I don't know. This is very strange. That it's something, because like I said, if it were a tree trunk or a hollowed out tree, the image would not move at all.
Pop says, Tex, we know the area. There is not a tree there with a black spot on it. Exactly.
Mm-mm.
Hello, Randy.
Howdy, y'all.
Hi, Randy. Got a lot of background noise.
Do I?
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. Let's see here.
He was fighting us last week.
Well, it's a brand new computer. I'm taking it completely for another spin. This is all just in this headset right now. So.
Now you sound like you're in a garbage can.
Ew, okay. Let's see here.
It's like
he said that
your
he had
Okay, can you hear me?
is he,
Yeah, we can hear you, but it's muffled.
yeah. He's already
It's
mad.
funny. Hey, I'm telling you, this is one of those. It's like I don't know for sure what's going on from one minute to the next with it. Okay, so.
Well, we can hear you and we can understand you, so that's important.
Well, I'm literally hitting. I just hit the mute button on the headset and it didn't work.
I don't think your headset's picking you up. I think it's the internal mic for the computer.
Well, let me take a look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta love it, right? Aha,
Yeah,
webcam.
Huh?
It was the webcam.
There you go.
Oh, okay. There it is.
Better.
There it is.
It's more better now?
Much better.
Okay. Just wanted to tell everybody.
Yeah, we were just kind of okay.
So, Randy, what are your thoughts on this?
Which one? The tree one? Which me and you've talked about this 100 times, I think.
Yeah. You want me to run it? You want me to run it again?
No. Well, you can if you want to run it, but stop right there at that point where we see it. Because I mean, I think I told you the first time I saw it, I said it kind of looks when you're panning across. Now, one more frame there. As you're panning across, it kind of looks like it just kind of manifests itself.
Right.
And this part right here is the one where I was like, okay, well, this doesn't look like a shadow really, because the shadow of anything that's right there, because it moves so fast too, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's hard to tell. But with what I saw there, I was like, it's hard to see it as anything but more of a shadow person, if you want to, is what I was thinking more than anything.
Right.
But I was with you the whole way with that, because I've been up in that same spot too. That's up around the graveyard, right?
Yeah, that's in the graveyard. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. There's nothing that even resembles that right there.
No.
So, what do you tell somebody when you see something like that? I mean, could it be motion blur? Yeah, it kind of could be, because you're in a shady. You got spots of shade. That we can't really account for, because right there, look at the side of that tree right there. You've got some shading on that side, so fast moving could give the effect, but it's still darker than the rest of it. So
it's like, I mean, light stopping, absorbing black.
Yeah. There's nothing coming out of it.
Right.
So I with what we've experienced up there before, I would say for sure I shouldn't say for sure, but my money's on shadow person.
See, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. Just because of how black it is.
Yeah.
It like absorbs all the freaking light that's around it.
Oh yeah.
I'm saying it's a shadow person due to the fact that it's changing shape.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's changing shape as you roll past it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
And as you're going a little bit further, it almost looks like it kind of dematerializes. See, kind of right there. It's like it's kind of fading away. So, I mean, because you could definitely see now. You can see there where the tree trunk's at.
Right.
But the spot where it's at is a much darker than what the tree trunk is.
Well, and not only that, like when on the first part of the video, it's taking up left side of the tree.
Yeah.
If it was a hollowed portion, if it was a hollow point, and if it was a hollow if it was the hollowed portion or part of the tree, it wouldn't move from one side to the other.
I mean, you could get some blur out of it, but not to that level, I wouldn't think. And not to mention that much of a hollow, that tree's coming down. I mean, honestly.
Well, and something that big, a hole that big in a tree, we're going to remember it.
Yeah, everybody would, and there just isn't any that size up there. There's no knots that size up there that I remember.
No.
But anyway, so yeah, it did. What's Brandy? You still think it's shadow person too, right? Oh, she just said, "Heck with you! I ain't talking to you no more."
Yeah.
Hear that? Oh, there she went. She must have glitched a little bit.
No, I have to keep resetting.
Oh, gotcha. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think I'm fairly certain that's probably a shadow person, and it isn't very tall, if I remember right. We talked about it before. It's like 4 foot.
Yeah.
So remember all the kids' graves we saw up there?
Yep.
I'm still the guy that says I don't really think graveyards should be where a spirit hangs out. I really don't. But being native land.
Okay, let's talk about this.
Okay.
Let's talk about it for a second.
Yeah.
What else goes on in that area?
Oh yeah,
Could this be something that somebody has?
Yeah.
Yeah. Could it be something that somebody has conjured up, manifested, or other things?
Yeah. And we send Tex up there so that way he could be the bait and draw it out for us. That picture right there, is that a briar she's reaching down for?
Yeah, she's all wrapped up in it.
Okay. Because I was going to ask if that was you, because I know how you like to grab things up there and fall down and stuff. So
I do.
How many times have I been up there with you? 3 times?
I think it's more than that.
3 or 4, either way. How many times have we gone up to that graveyard and you not fall down? With me with you, I should say.
Yeah, you just got to ask me, because it's like, how many times have I been there and not fallen on the hog wire?
That's what I'm saying. I think he's fallen on. I think it's been you caught on that hog wire that barbed wire there every time too.
Yeah, pretty much.
I get caught on the hog wire for sure every time.
But my biggest problem is I never have the camera pointed at him when it happens.
No doubt. No doubt.
Hey, I even fell one time walking down the trail.
Wait.
I got that on audio on the trail, on the channel.
Were you up there alone?
Yeah.
Dang it! Then it didn't happen. But that being said, you used to tell us to say, "Okay, y'all probably need to be behind me in case I go down." I said, "I don't want to be behind you because you're rolling downhill. I don't want you to take me out too."
But
anyway,
yeah,
I don't know. That's very strange.
What, him falling?
No, the video.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry.
No, me following is pretty much normal.
Yeah, that's not extraordinary at all.
I fell at work the other day.
Oh no.
If
As
you
like
fall
you can
going
see,
upstairs,
I'm accident prone too, and I've got bruises all over my arm. Just
well,
happened.
you need
I
to
don't
quit
know.
hitting
I
people.
hadn't broke something. Well, Bumbles bounce. So, you know.
Exactly. Thank you.
Bumbles bounce.
Bumbles bounce. And you know, just for everybody out there, and we'll talk later. I do have certain pictures in a blue bonnet field. Y'all can talk to me later. We'll get it all squared away. I'll let y'all know all about it.
Oh, Lord.
All right.
What? Oh, what? Oh, that moved. I thought we lost her for a second.
No, she's just doing the whole max headroom thing.
Ooh, you know what? We need to do a background for her for that. Well, she's gonna pop
Right.
up and yell at me in a minute. You watch. So y'all been going over that. What else y'all been going over?
That's the first thing. That's the first
Oh,
thing.
was it? Y'all been
Yeah.
on here 41 minutes, and that's all y'all touched on?
Oh, we were waiting on you.
Oh, well, I had to eat. I had to. I'm sorry, but when you text me, I was on the last episode of the Umbrella Academy, so it had to get finished.
Ah. All right. So let's look at some footprints that came off the Red River.
Okay, cool. I probably haven't seen these in yet.
These are and Pops is was there.
Yeah.
I think he found these. So I think it was Pops and Ranger that originally found these.
I think you did show me that one. Been a while though since I've seen it.
So there's
Now,
a series.
here's the question I got on this one. Now I know this is down on the flats down there.
Right.
But the question I had is the print above it looks like a dog print.
Well, see, and that actually it's not a dog print. It's a raccoon print. You can see
so
there's
this is
two
not
of
a
them
big print at all then.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
It's about a normal size. You know, if it was a human, it would be normal size.
Yeah. Gotcha.
About size 10, I think, is what we determined. But the thing about these footprints is they appeared within a 2-hour period.
Yeah.
And these are the ones where we had where Pops had the throw line out, and he was going down there and checking them every so often. And this is it's the river was down, and this is a mud flat. Okay, folks, is what this is. And he'd been down there several times and walked over the same area several times where these were.
Yeah.
And he had seen these raccoon prints. Okay.
Yeah.
And then these footprints appeared, and you can see it's over the raccoon print.
Yeah, like it's following the coon.
No, it's like, well, it stepped. You can see where it stepped into almost on the edge of the coon print.
Okay.
So the coon prints were first, and then these appeared.
Okay, so it was following that trail then.
Right.
Okay.
And we looked up and down river. There was nowhere where a boat had been pulled up.
Yeah.
There was no prints coming out of the water. Like somebody had pulled the boat up, somebody jumped out, whatever. So that eliminates that part of it.
Or so we think, anyway. I mean,
well, I would think. I mean,
yeah, you would think so. I mean, you should be able to see a Yeah, I would think for sure you'd be able to see a dang a boat slide. You know, even if it's in a
Right.
flat bottom John, you should be able to see a boat slide on there somewhere.
Right.
But my only issue with like this picture right here, and this is just from the layman's perspective, it looks like a normal human footprint. It really
Well,
does.
yeah, it does.
Same arch, same everything. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. Now that one, that's not so much unless something had slid. How big was this one? Do you remember?
It was the same size. It's same. This is the same track.
Part of the
The
same
same
tracks.
trackway. Same trackway.
Okay, the only thing I would say about those, obviously, now see that one. What's in the middle there? Is there a stick in the middle of it there?
It looks like it, but I'm not real sure. See if Pops will say anything in chat about it.
Let's see. There were 12 inches, is what he's saying. So at the biggest, there's size 12 then. Let's see.
They were 20 feet away from the throw line.
Yep, saw that. Yeah, I mean, because that bit right in the middle there, I mean, I can't tell if that's just a stick or something that fell down into it after making it. But how soft was that ground?
Oh, it was very, very soft. It was muddy.
Okay, so even if you're talking about it being a Bigfoot per se, even if you're saying that, I mean, it had to be kind of a juvenile, obviously, or a light, because he should have gone in a lot deeper than that, you would have thought. If it was,
Yeah.
So, but like you said, I mean, we also know what all goes on through that whole area, all those woods and all the poachers and stuff like that. People skirting along, and Pops could tell everybody the same thing. I mean, it would not be above their or below their needs to strip down their stuff and go along the creek beds, and the shallows to evade being seen and looked at, and and found by somebody else. And anybody that's ever walked in this kind of a area knows you want to go barefooted anyway if you can, because your shoes are just going to sink with you.
Right.
They're gonna become a anchor, and you're gonna be stuck there.
Pops was sinking an inch deep when he was walking around it. They came up out of the water. There were 7 tracks in the trackway.
Yeah, before it got into the wood line, right?
I don't know if they went that far.
So they just completely cut off at that point?
Well, so I'm trying to remember. I was up in camp when they were looking at these.
Uh-huh.
That was back when I couldn't get around very well.
Yeah, I understand.
And he says, Randy, it was a juvenile. We saw it later that night.
Oh, okay, cool. And now I see where he says also they disappeared on the hard pan. So yeah, so that would make a lot more sense now. If Pops was sinking an inch in, I can't tell looking at that one, but that's not much more than an inch right there if it is.
Right.
So this thing had to be relatively light. And if it disappeared at the hard pan, if you're looking at that, see, man, I wish there would have been better pictures though. Unfortunately, I know it's hard to get them at that point when you're just trying to snap them real quick. But
you see, these are a lot deeper.
Yeah, they are. Honestly, my biggest issue is now as you look at them, you see the one that's out to the side, like it stops and stands there, whatever it is, stops and stands there trying to see what's going on, and then takes off again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I saw Rob. He disappeared again.
I guess I don't know. Oh, Rob, where? Rob, where?
BMR. He was there for a second. I know he's out in chat now. What?
Oh, he was up here for a little bit.
Oh no, he was in the backstage area for a minute or so. Then he disappeared. Now he's out in chat trying to raise up, you know what? So, but yeah, I mean, I can't. Well, you can't explain them. I mean, you can kind of explain them because of the size of them and how deep they go in. But y'all would have known if somebody would have come through there. I would have thought so.
See, that's just it. We didn't, because as well as I do, when you're up there, you can hear boats.
Oh yeah, all day long and all night long.
And we never heard boats. Like I said, we looked and we couldn't see where somebody had pulled a boat up you know.
Yeah.
'Cause you're gonna see a disturbance in that soft clay. The boat is gonna leave a damn mark, and not to mention right there. If I remember correctly, it had narrowed, and because we were fishing right there, and the current was really, really swift.
Yeah.
So you couldn't swim across or anything
Yeah,
like that.
they're not gonna come out from somebody swimming across that way to come up that way, but
Right. You're going to have to pull a boat up into the shallows, and it just wasn't there.
yeah.
You know?
And
There was no, and the thing about it is, there was no, it's not like they turned around and went back.
they went on into the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's and the only thing that I could say, just playing devil's advocate, if I was to say that was a human, they would have had to come. Are at that point, are y'all on a bend? Like
No,
it's
no,
so
it's
it's
a
a straight
straightaway.
river. You can see up and down the banks for a ways, right?
Yep.
Okay, so in that case, you know,
Probably
they would
about
have had to
100
come.
yards.
They would have had to
Of,
come out of the woods somewhere, come all the way up in the water, then come out right there.
right.
So while I find it conceivable to do it, one of these other things, why?
Well,
other than hiding, why would somebody in particular do that?
well, it's one of those things where, is it possible? Yes. Is it probable?
Yeah.
No.
No, not one dang bit. So yeah, I can't understand why somebody do it other than just to screw with somebody else, and then you out there you screw with somebody, you're taking your life in your own hands half the time. So
Right. And we tried to debunk those things every which way we could. And honestly, we had one of the biggest skeptics in our group with us, and that was Ranger.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I would have been too, because if I could not have, first thing I would have done is look in the water and see if I could find in the water where, as best I could, where the impressions would have been,
Right.
because they had to come out of the water. So, but yeah, I mean, outside of that, you go down there, you got coon tracks. You go back up to camp and you come back down to check them 2 hours later, and all of a sudden those are there with them. Yeah,
Right.
something ain't right.
Well, and folks, what you have to remember, and you may not know this about Gary Spikes. He makes wonderful wood sticks, but I mean, walking sticks, but he's also an expert tracker, and so is Ranger. And that's, you know, and both of them looked at these tracks. Okay.
Yeah.
So if there was any remote way that, you know, somebody had left sign, they would have found it. So I don't know. It's another one of them odd things that, you know, we've had it. Now here's a picture of a footprint down on the Red River. Now this is not ours. This is Red River Cryptids, which is a father-son team that go down there.
What does Brandy have to say about that other one? Did she see them
Brandy,
both?
weigh in?
Did you see both?
No,
all those?
I didn't see all of them. I'm sorry. I've been dealing with this internet.
Okay. So here's here's the biggest part of the trackway. Okay, and these come up out of the river. All right. We found no evidence of a boat anywhere. They appeared within a 2-hour period, and there was a trackway, a 7 tracks come up out of the water, hit a hard pan, and disappeared into the woods. Okay.
No. Oh. Well, you know, that's a steep bank too.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine somebody walking up and walking into the woods right there. That would be difficult.
Well, and especially right behind our camp. I mean, you know how you have trails leading up to the camp. Otherwise,
Right.
it's thick freaking brush to walk through.
Right.
Briars and everything else. You're not going to navigate that barefooted.
No.
No, absolutely not.
Well, if you are, I don't want to be around you. How's that? Because your feet are like freaking boulders.
Right.
Leather. Yeah.
Yeah. And see, like I said, that's the one. Like you can't. The other one before that looks deeper than this one does, and that's why
Yeah.
this one, like I said, it looked to me like a regular old footprint to that one. But I mean, obviously, without being there and see it all in line, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, see that one. That's I didn't see this one before when you were showing them. I saw the other one where that one piece right there around the toes seemed to be in the middle. So I'm
Right.
wondering if the toes had kicked that up, maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, because that looks like a
And he said
mid-tarsal break right there.
that is a stick inside the footprint.
Okay, because that looks like a mid-tarsal break right there.
Yeah. Because it almost looks like the foot, like the foot formed around it, and the weight was on the heel and the toe.
Yep, and it kind of pushed off with it.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like to me.
So
Yeah, that's odd.
now, like I said, this one is not ours. I really like this picture.
The sheer width of it by alone.
Yeah.
And do you know how big his foot is?
He's probably a size 10.
I wish they'd have got it a little bit with less of the shadows, because quite frankly, looking at it like this, it looks like there's only 4 toes.
Yeah.
Which that's up around the Red River, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's in Brown Springs.
That's in Brown Springs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and yeah, you can't say bear, because bear would be you'd have 5 toe pads as such as well. But the push off is the same thing. Like I said, I wish I could see that 5th toe to be on the safe side, because it makes me look at it as something else, or want to look at it as something else without it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
It looks like it could be up there with the big toe.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking as well. It's kind of hard to tell though with the way the shadows are hitting it right there. I can only assume it is, but you can see 4 distinct ones for sure. And yeah, you're right. I mean, that shadow is kind of big together right there next to the big toe. Now, what you're thinking is big toe is the one that's to the left, right?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Wait, left. As I'm looking at it, it'd be the right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not thinking it's a left foot. You're thinking it's a right foot, right?
No, I'm thinking it's a left foot.
Okay, so you're thinking the toe to our left would be the big toe?
No. The toe to our right would be the big toe.
Okay, that would make it a right foot then.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, it would. Think about it.
No.
If you were pointing your right foot toward us, where would your big toe be?
Well, that's assuming that's the big toe.
Exactly. That's what I say. I can't tell for sure. They're all about the same size.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, never mind.
But I'm trying to figure out. You're right. I mean, now what I was thinking about on that one on that left side though, maybe that's a smaller toe and it's using to kind of dig in and push off with.
Yeah.
Hey, Tex, can you zoom in on the toes?
No. Unfortunately, I don't have these set up like I did the video. These are just,
okay.
I got them set up as overlays.
Oh, okay. So you're not sharing a screen then?
No.
Hang on a second. I'm gonna see if I can work some magic here then.
Because I would like to see if we can distinguish which is really the big toe, and if we have 5 or 4 toes. I mean, to me, it looks like 5.
Tyrone Tricky. Vince happened not saying name kind of out of respect for both. If that makes sense, y'all I trust. Feel at home, so thank you all. You're welcome. I'm glad you feel at home there, buddy. I really am.
Glad you're enjoying it too.
Yeah.
We're trying to make the blondes a lot prettier. See?
Yeah, we thought the show needed some eye candy, so me and Randy came on.
Yeah, I can't get anything but a thumbnail off of here, so I can't do anything with it. So
Paul says maybe the toe's missing at the market.
Might be.
We all the way
Might
home.
be.
Hey, John. Yeah, I don't. Just the sheer width of this print. I mean,
yeah.
I don't see it being a bear double step, and I don't see.
I don't know.
But we don't have bears that big there.
No, that's what I was saying. That's a grizzly size bear.
I was going to say no.
That's Brown Springs. You might have a black bear. Might.
We know we have.
We know
we have at least one black bear that's been seen.
Yeah, but it's still not going to have that big of a foot.
Right, and it's not that big.
No, but thank you, T-Bone. Thank you again.
Did I miss something?
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, T-Bone, thank you.
5 more.
There you go.
Yeah, 5 more entered into the boot plan.
Yeah. So, all right. Let's move on to this one. I know y'all, I think y'all looked at this on your show. Y'all two did on y'all show. But it's so weird. Now, this is out of Germany, folks. And I don't have a freaking clue what it is.
Pterodactyl.
It's some kind of dinosaur.
It's a velociraptor.
Thank you.
Right?
I think we did this on the show a month back or 2 months back or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple months ago. Yeah.
I am still not sold on this because it still to me looks like the tree climbers for the linemen, you know, when they go out and have to go up the trees and stuff, the claws that dig in as they climb. It looks like those attachments to a boot to me.
Yeah, but those, I mean,
do normal people carry them and then put them on? Yeah.
It doesn't look that way to me. And Wedge is right on that last footprint. Whatever made that track in that dirt had some serious weight.
Exactly. Yeah, that I do agree. And the width and everything. I don't care if it had 4 toes. It may have lost a toe, but it's still
Spikes,
it was big and it was heavy.
Gary Spikes Pop says, well, if it's a dinosaur, there's one just like it in northern Oklahoma.
Once again, we talked about it because if you look at it, it kind of has the on the back 3 on the front edge. You come back and it looks like pads almost right there. 4 pads that have been kind of weathered out, you know, obviously melted down and such.
Yeah.
But we couldn't figure out what it could have been because the pads didn't match, the claws didn't match. What did we look at, Brandy? Didn't we look at the different dogs and the different cats from the area, if I'm not mistaken?
Oh, yes, we did. We looked at everything and could not find a match for this.
Yeah. That's why I thought.
But it would be nice if they would have lifted their foot. They would have lifted their foot, and we could have seen how much snow had melted under their foot to see if, you know, this had been sitting a while or was this fresh, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's fresh at all. I think it's iced over inside.
That's what it looks like to me, for sure.
Yep.
I know if I stumbled on that walking through the snow, I'd be like, oh, what the hell?
Get the weapon ready. That's
yeah,
all
I
can tell you.
Yeah, because I think this was like the only print, if I remember the story right.
Yeah, no other pictures of any other prints came out. That's for sure.
Right. And I know that I know I'm acquaintances with the woman that took this picture.
Yeah.
But I am very good friends with her good friend that she sent this to.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's that. But if this was the only print, like if I'm not mistaken, this was the only print. Somebody said something a while ago. It it may have come from the sky and it just touched down and then went back up. So maybe whatever it was flying.
Yeah, that's kind of
know.
the thought. That could have been as well. Like Kimber said there, one time we looked at it as well, like trying to say it wasn't maybe not necessarily an amphibian, but it's kind of like looks like an alligator footprint, claw marks and such.
Yeah, it looks reptilian to me.
Yeah, but that would once again, that could be a swoop down. Come to think of it, now that you mention that, with a swoop down, let's say it's a hawk of some sort, or it's whatever the case might be, a hawk, eagle, whatever's in that area. They swoop down, get whatever's right there. Their tail feathers are going to hit back there where you see the trail at the back.
Right.
They get it, they take off, but you would have thought you just saw a little bit more, but who knows? I mean,
well, that all depends on what they're picking up. Now, that could be,
exactly.
Whatever they were picking up was right there.
Yeah, and they got it, and they take right off. Even flapping, they don't leave nothing really with their wings, but that tail feather is going to go down when they go down and snatch, especially if they got to land on it and get it.
Thank you, Ridge Runner.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
5 more in the Boo Clan.
Boo Clan.
I'm gonna go back into the 80s. Y'all keep talking like that. Wu-Tang Clan, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I don't know what that is. That's a mystery.
When we looked at it before, Brandy, I didn't even think about that. Where something, an actual raptor could have swooped in and got something and taken back off.
Yeah.
Didn't even think about that.
That
could easily have
a possibility. Yeah, that's Yeah, I mean, if it was a small rodent or something, it could have definitely picked it up easily, and it could have made those marks. Yeah.
And now that I think about it, there are owls in Germany, obviously. So
it's a big ass owl.
Yeah, but you got to remember, its whole body is getting down there, getting it, and it's landing with tail feathers and such. That boot's no match for that owl, especially if it's a big screech owl, great horn, whatever you want to call them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I would have. I don't know. That's just an odd print. Tyrone Tricky says he has a friend that saw a pterodactyl by Umboy Island, and
saw one in World War II in New Guinea.
One in World War II on New Guinea.
Yeah. Need to put him in touch with Jason then.
Yeah, you need to get in touch with Jason.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's.
Pop says if it was a bird, it would have a rear dew claw.
It should, yes, but with the snow.
That's if we had a clear print.
Yeah, with the snow, I mean, with it only being one spot right there, I would have to say it's some sort of bird snatch of some sort.
Maybe
unless there's somewhere else.
And if you throw snow melt in there, it's
exactly
tracks can change, and
drastically.
But it's weird. I know that.
Oh yeah,
it'd make me think twice if I saw it.
I'm looking around to see if I see it.
I'm right. I think I'm just chuck this into I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say I don't know.
What the hell?
We're still gonna be saying that probably a year from now. Going,
yeah,
we just don't know.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't be doing that stuff. That's contagious. You know that.
Okay. Now we're going to switch to audio.
Yay!
As soon as I get this picture off.
Well, good, because I got my earphones in, so this will work out well.
Well, this is an oldie but a goodie. All right. Y'all listen very, very careful. Need to make sure the volume's up. You've all heard this before, most of you anyway.
That still freaks me out.
Yeah. To this day. Now, here's the question. Now, this is layman's terms. I mean, I've heard this sound and that clip a billion times. You know, I've never even looked up where it came from.
That came off Gary Spikes' property. It came off Pop's property.
That came off of Pop's property?
Yeah.
That sounds exactly like the ones that I've heard out in. There were several out in Oregon that came out many years back. Even after what's his name, Ron Moorhead and the Sierra Sound stuff.
Mm-hmm.
After that, then all of a sudden these little things started coming out, and people catching the stuff. Now I could have swore I heard that 100 times. Maybe it's because you had it on the opening to the show or something at one time, if I remember right. So, but either way, what makes that noise?
Well, let me tell you this though. The story is that we heard it 2 nights in a row at Brown Springs.
Yeah. When y'all
2
had
nights in a row, we heard it.
Yep.
Was that when y'all had that dragging incident where you heard about the thing dragging the timber or whatever?
Yes.
It was?
Yes, it was.
When y'all were talking about that?
It was the same weekend.
Because every time we've been up there, the only thing we've ever heard that I could vouch for myself, the only thing we ever heard was a screech owl.
Yeah.
And coyotes, of course, obviously. But that was the only thing.
Well, the weirdest part of the whole thing is that as you're hearing this howl, if you have earphones in and listen, there is something actually happening close to the microphone. You can hear the howl off in the distance, but then you're hearing this kind of grunt, this lower guttural thing going on, and it's very close to the mic. You can hear it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you've got to really get in there and listen to it.
Wow.
And listen in between the howls.
Yeah.
Yeah, play it again. Let me hear that then. Yeah, it sounds like it's breathing almost right into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's something else there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
definitely you can hear it. That little bit like
they had seen 3 Bigfoot on the property the same night.
Ooh.
So, and when I first heard it, I'm like, this is not a Bigfoot.
Didn't think so?
And then when I really got to listening to it, and I started hearing the grunts and the growls underneath between the howls.
Yeah.
My theory is that whatever's off in the distance is usually not there. And his pissed off whatever
if
is
you
next
listen to it, right? If you listen to it, though, I think it's after the second howl, and you listen closely. It's almost something that sounds human because you hear it go, "Oh."
Yeah, exactly.
So play it
I heard
again,
it too.
Tex, and let's listen to that. Yeah, listen.
Have you got the volume up all the way on it?
We're going to hear
Yeah,
that.
I do.
Okay. Yeah, that after that second one, it sounds almost like a female type thing.
Yeah, like a like
Yeah.
a
Hmm.
Yeah. I think you have more than one thing going on in this particular audio clip, which is fantastic.
Yeah. Because
I
that
agree.
definitely, I hate to say it, that little did sound female.
Mhm.
Pop says he. This is what he believes. The alpha is in the woods calling his kids back.
That very well could be true.
I was at a conference and I ran into a wildlife biologist,
Mhm.
and I had him listen to this. And he says that because I thought that it may have been a DogMan that had, and that's what we're hearing holler, and that it pissed one of the Bigfoot off that was there. That was my scenario. He said the closest thing that he's ever heard to that was a howler monkey. He said, but that's no howler monkey. He said, where'd it come from? I said, Southeast Oklahoma. He says, that's no howler monkey.
No. And hey, I've been in Panama with the Army. Trust me, I know what a howler sounds like, and it don't sound like that.
Right. So we got a couple of comments here. Where did the clip originate? Cool Hand, Gary Spike Sr. right there in chat. It came off of his property.
Yep.
They recorded it. That's where it originated from.
Oh, Tyrone said something about
But we have heard, we've had some similar howls at Brown Springs. And I mean, because we all commented that it sounded exactly the same.
Right. Right.
And what was that Tyrone said? It sounds like some Jody Cook caught up in Ohio too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's so many recordings of vocalizations out there. How many have we heard that, that we cannot explain in any way, shape, or form?
Right.
Obviously. I mean, I still listen to the Sierra Sounds all the time, just going, am I going to pick something up this time I didn't pick up the 300 times before that I listened to it?
Right.
And every time I listen to it, I get more chills just listening to it because it sounds like we've got an actual language going on here.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the big thing about those.
Well, I mean, yeah, because I mean, we talk about all the time about how Bigfoot can mimic.
Right.
Could this be another instance of it trying to mimic a howl, and this is how it came out? That's why it sounds so different.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The thing about it is there's a lot of possibilities it could be.
Yeah.
And Pop says, I've been hearing that all my life up where he's at.
Yeah. He grew up around, so it's nothing new to him.
And see, Cool Hen, I'm with you. To me, it sounded canine. But I catch a lot of flack because Gary doesn't believe it's canine. He believes it's a Bigfoot.
Well, I can understand where you're saying that, but how many
But
coyotes have you heard in that area stay on that long?
well, I don't think that is not a coyote.
How many wolves are in the area or dogs that would stay on that long? They don't make that kind of sound.
Well, that's just it. I don't think it's any of those.
Oh, okay. I got you. I got what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting, Kimmer.
Yeah, one of each.
Yeah.
And it could be.
I will tell you this: if, of course, we all know Danielle's a medium, okay. And the first time I played it for her, she got it hit her on an emotional level because she said, "I hear so much anger and sadness in that." That was her first reaction. So I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's not something that we would consider a normal animal, and it's not a human.
Yeah.
Humans don't have that lung capacity.
Well, yeah, and you've heard. How many people have you heard actually try to do the calls? Like they go into the woods and we're going to do a call. They don't sound anything like what you just heard.
No.
Or any other recordings I've ever heard.
No.
You can try and mimic all you want, but the human body and human voice box just cannot do what you were hearing there.
No. That has got so much volume to it.
Yes, Kimber, it's a dog person. Just saying.
Yeah, we do not offend, and we, it's dog.
I do on a regular basis.
We're equal opportunity here. Equal opportunity.
Yes. Equal opportunity offenders.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I know what I feel like it is.
Yeah.
I know the impression I get when I hear it. But I could be very biased just because of what I saw. Yeah.
I think I know what it is. But what's confusing me is what's going on underneath it. What's going on closer to the mic. This is what's confusing to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one because it really sounds like something's breathing into it, the little and it sounds like something's kind of tapping the whatever it is that's holding the mic. It's like a little thump on the mic. You can hear it. It's tapping.
Yeah, it's almost as if the call was going out. Get over here. Get away from that. You shouldn't be there. And whatever is near the mic is playing with it. It's trying to figure out what it is.
Yeah, and like Gary said, that could be they're calling them home. Get your butt back home.
Well, and it's like Pop says, and having living here since 1971, I know what it is. So there you go.
Yeah, I trust what he says pretty much about any of it. It's his land, so been there that long, you ought to know it. So,
and if I sit here and I take the canine aspect out of it, which when I first heard it, I was, oh my God, that's a DogMan, plain and simple.
Mm-hmm.
But as I've listened to it over the years, and it sounds very mournful.
Mm-hmm.
It does have some anguish to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's what, so I don't.
I always thought that about wolves anyway. When they howl, it always sounds so like sad.
Right. but that's no wolf.
No,
No,
definitely
no, no.
not. Definitely not.
If it is, it's the longest-winded wolf I've ever heard.
Well, I don't know. I used to have a dog that was pretty long-winded.
Well, and I've been around basset hounds. Don't get me wrong. Basset hounds, when they really get going, they can let it out for a little while,
Oh
but
yeah.
not to that level.
Yeah, they start baying, and it's like, oh
Yeah.
my
Them and
gosh.
bloodhounds both, but most of the time,
You
like
know,
I said,
bloodhounds. Yeah.
God, and you can't shut them up once they get going. Oh yeah.
And I've been around my
Actually, do
share
that
of
pretty
coon
good.
hounds. I've been around my share of coon hounds, and that's not what it is either.
No.
And a lot of people are saying, it sounds like, maybe they're mourning a stillbirth or a loss of a member of the clan or something. That's very possible.
Yeah, we
Very
just don't know.
But then again, we go back to Mr. Spikes, or Pops as I call him. He knows what's out there. He knows his land.
Yeah.
So I can't argue that point.
Well, yeah, and that's
And I
definitely
trust
not
him.
normal.
No. Oh no. No. That if I heard that, I'm out camping or something like that, in tent, and we're in the woods or whatever, just doing fishing or something, and I hear that. Number one, everything's going on high alert, and the pistol's going to be right by my side. I hear it a couple of more times, and it sounds like it's getting closer. We're getting the hell out of Dodge.
I know the night that I got screamed at, it was totally different.
Yeah.
It was more high pitched and more human like, but it had the same volume.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I mean, it had that because even just the recording, you can almost feel it.
Yeah.
And that's how and when I got screamed at out there, Paul says, by your wife text.
Probably.
No, that's ear shattering. But I don't know. I just, it was the same when I got screamed at out there in Brown Springs. It was the same thing. You could feel it.
Yeah.
And the same thing when I've gotten growled at out there. You could feel it. It had so much power to it. And I think that's what that's. The more I listen to it, the more I talk to Pops, I'm convinced that it's a Bigfoot. So there's that.
Yeah. And just think, if something's out there that you hear it and it makes you feel that volume the way you're feeling it,
Yeah,
and you want to stay out there, especially if it sounds like it's mad. Yeah, no, I ain't playing.
Well, you know me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna throw you back into another scrying room again. So.
Well, yeah, and that's exactly what I was meaning when I was talking about like something playing around, like being where they shouldn't be, and then you've got the mad parent.
Right.
And what better way to scare your children with a scary sound?
Yeah. So, Brandy, do we go an hour and a half or do we go 2 hours on the show? I can't remember.
We just go an hour and a half, and that's okay because we know you got to go to work and you probably got stuff you can do before then.
I didn't know if we.
We've got time if you want to do some. If you want more, we've got a little bit of time. Sure.
Well, we can now. I'll leave this up to y'all. How about that? And we'll leave it up to the folks in chat. I've got all the pictures I've got of the handprints loaded up
on the truck.
Yeah, I know. I want to see the one. I want to see that one. I know that. Just that one.
So we can go over those if we want. And
I'm
that's the
okay with
last
it.
one.
I've probably seen them all, probably, but
Well, yeah.
yeah, I still like
We
looking at them
have.
because it's
We
got a lot
have.
of good stuff.
All right. Well, we'll go
Barry
over
says,
them.
show them.
All right. So we got this
Show
one.
them to me.
That one. God, Randy. Jesus.
Hey, I love Rodney Carrington. Sorry.
I do too. This is the blonde and the booze, not the blonde and the boobs.
That remains to be seen.
Don't be a
Look out.
boob.
So this one honestly is pretty unremarkable at this, if
At that angle, yeah.
well, just if you saw that by itself, you would
Yeah.
you kind of blow it off, right?
Yeah.
There's another one. And what I want y'all to notice, we identified 3 different sets of prints on these on my truck. On both trucks. And what I want you to notice about these that I'm showing you right now is that they are taking dirt off of the truck.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I want y'all to notice about those. What is this?
Yeah, they're smudging it. Okay.
Okay.
That's the first one. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's that's a little less than 5 inch or 6 inch flashlight.
Yeah.
Sitting next to that for scale. Like I said, all these handprints, we identified 3 separate sets. All of it, all of them were smaller than anybody's on the team. Okay. And there was only 3 of us there at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm trying to read chat as I'm talking. So you know how if I get to multitasking with my brain, it doesn't work out real well.
Didn't we have a talk about this walking and chewing bubble gum stuff?
We did.
We
That's why I fall.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I fall so much, right? So here's another shot. Now these are different.
That's smudges there.
These are different. This is muddier, dirtier than my truck.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's on the front passenger fender well, or is that on the rear?
This is on the rear.
Okay, rear passenger side.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
that's a spread though.
Yeah, this is the one. This is one picture of just the handprint itself that we cannot duplicate or replicate the spread between the forefinger and the thumb because the thumb is located further down the palm.
Yeah, that's a big gap.
Right. Actually, and Barry, because it's not a big hand, they're all smaller than ours. So you got to keep that in mind. But like I said, it's a small hand, but the spread between the forefinger and the thumb cannot humanly be replicated.
Not without dislocating your thumb, that is.
Right, exactly. There's another one.
Yeah.
That I forgot to show a while ago. Now we start looking at dermal ridges. And I want you to really pay a close to the dermal ridges. And what you have to remember about human dermal ridges, human fingerprints, they all swirl. Every one of them.
Uh-huh.
These do not. They do not swirl. They're horizontal. There's another one of the dirty ones. Now, here we go. This one is Brandy's favorite.
Yes, this is my favorite.
This is her favorite. And this is a handprint with a forearm. And actually behind the forearm, I didn't get it in the same picture, is an elbow print. What we believe is an elbow print. But if you look at the forearm print, that's hair, folks. And that's thick hair that left that. And whatever it was muddy. Now, the same thing with the handprint above it and the other ones that were letting it look. When something leaves more dirt on your truck than what's already on it, my truck was dirty, as you can see.
Well,
the area. Go ahead.
But knowing how tall your truck is in the rear right there, that makes me think like whoever was there or whatever was there was kind of crouched down behind it and use that and put his arm, but that because he'd had to put up like this right here, and that elbow and arm, right here is what's making that smudge down at the bottom. Is that the way I'm reading that?
Yeah,
kind of looks like it, because
he was either crouched down. It was either crouched down or it was just because if you look at all the handprints, none of them go over the hood of the truck or the bed of the truck, and they're all reaching up.
Yeah.
Every last one of them. So that tells me whatever this was, whatever these three somethings were short.
Yeah, real short, like I said, crouched down, because it really looks like they were putting the hand up, and maybe this caught the fender, and then it put the hand there, because it's kind of a little bit out of line with the way the forearm kind of should go. But if they're coming up and they're just trying to do that and kind of do one of these things, that could easily be done.
Right. Let me go through chat. We got like 40 freaking comments here.
Did you notice any dents?
No dents.
No dents. Got it. Gary said that too. So,
another thing about a little backstory to these prints. What Pops, I don't have that truck. I mean, I don't have that picture loaded up. I'll talk about it though. I was up doing a live from the cemetery by myself.
Yeah.
And Ranger and his son were down at the bottom. And they were my safety team because I have been grounded and they won't let me go up there without. That's about as alone as I can get. Did we notice any footprints? The thing about it is that's real sandy right there, and there's footprints all over the place. So you really can't. Paul's asking about that.
Yeah.
Even if you saw barefoot footprints there, they wouldn't hold any weight at all. Because that is a spring. It's kind of a night. They kind of cleaned it up, and people tend to walk around there a lot. And kids like to play there. This was in the middle of the, this was in the middle of the night. But anyway, my phone died. They came up to get me. Now, they were in such a hurry that they bailed out of the truck. There were two trucks there, mine and Ranger's. And they're almost sisters. Same kind of truck. His is a few years younger than mine. Mine's a 4-wheel drive and his isn't. But they're the same truck. But so they left. And when they left to come get me, They left everything unlocked. They not only left it unlocked, they left the keys in the truck. They left all the electronics in the back of the truck. Very expensive camera gear and other things. There was also a bear-proof Yeti cooler in the back of the truck that was closed and locked, and the tailgate was up. We were gone all of 30 minutes. When we came back down, this is when we saw the handprints. Also, the tailgate of his truck had been opened. The cooler had been opened and closed, but it was not latched. On the tailgate, something had scooped water out of the ice chest and dribbled ice and water over the tailgate, like it had scooped its hand in there and got a drink. Also, on the top of his cab, on the back edge of it, there were two handprints about a foot or so apart. Like something was standing in the back of the truck, leaning on the cab. There was water droplets between the handprints, like what if I scoop water up my hands and I'm with my beard. Okay, I get water in my beard and it drips out of it. That's what this looked like. So that's the backstory on this. If it had been humans and all that camera gear and all that electronics were sitting there for the taking, the keys in the truck, I don't see that being passed up and them just getting a drink out of the Yeti cooler.
Not from that area.
No. So then if you look at this print in particular, and I've got these prints on the channel over on the front porch. It's on they're on the community page. It's called Handprints and Howls, or Howls and Handprints. So you can listen to the howl, you can look at these handprints, and you can really, if you really look at the dermal ridges, especially on this one, you can clearly see fingerprints. I've had it looked at by two fingerprint experts and a wildlife, that same wildlife biologist, wildlife expert.
Yeah.
I get the same answer from all three of them. I can't tell you what they are, but I can tell you they're not human. Primate fingerprints run horizontal. All human fingerprints swirl. These fingerprints go horizontal. Then you throw in the forearm print, which is, it looks like somebody did it with a freaking paintbrush. The hair is so thick on it.
Yeah.
My theory is there were three individuals. I personally think they were juvenile Bigfoot. I think one of them had been now across the street. The spring runs under the road, and it makes a marsh on the other side of the street, on the other side of the road. I think this thing had been in the water and had gotten, and maybe it was on its belly and picked up a lot of this caliche dust. And that's why we're seeing what we're seeing here.
Yeah.
Transfer is what we're seeing. So that's my theory on all of this. But I do think that they were three juvenile Sasquatch.
Yeah. It very well could have been. Quite easily could have been. And they were just kind of, hey, they just ran off. Let's go check it out.
Yeah, exactly. Because if the two handprint, what's very telling to me is the two handprints that are on top of the cab and the water between them. Whatever it was standing in the back of the truck.
Yeah.
And I think it was standing in the back of the truck either watching them run up the hill, or it was on lookout for the other two.
What's amazing is that they didn't notice, they didn't hear the tailgate being lowered in the first place. If they were just, if they were at that point where they were just going up the hill, you would have thought they'd heard that tailgate drop.
Right. Now, let's talk about the handprint that was left back at camp a few trips after this.
Okay.
Nicholas had his SUV, me, Pops. Trying to remember who else was there. Was you there, Randy? No.
No, I wasn't there.
I don't think I was.
It was just us guys and trying to remember who it was. There was 3 or 4 of us. But anyway, we were may have been Ranger. I'm sure Pops will tell us who all was there here in a little bit. Virgil. Okay. And we were taking turns. That particular campsite sits between a gully, which is this riverside, and a wild plum thicket. Thank you, T-Bone. 5 more members of the Boo Clan.
Man.
And remember, folks, if you become a member of the Texas Front Porch, and
Bigfoot Michigan Rob.
Yeah, Bigfoot Michigan Rob. I knew we had that guy's name. I couldn't remember. And the Blondes and Boos, you become a paranormal porch pirate. So anyway,
paranormal porch pirate.
Yeah.
I'm going to create that and sell it on Adam and Eve.
Right. So we're all sitting around camp, which is about 15 feet from the SUV of Nicholas's that was parked next to the gully. And that's where we had decided to go pee. And Nicholas goes around the side of his SUV, and the next thing we hear is, all right, which one of you blankety blanks left a big ass greasy handprint on my truck? So he's like, what? And we get up to go over there and look. There's a big old handprint near the top of his SUV. It's bigger than anybody's there. I got pretty good sized paws. Brandy and Randy can vouch for this. It was greasy. So that was cool. We pulled this handprint with clear packing tape, and we bagged it. It is in Nicholas's freezer. There's a possibility we may have DNA. We're just trying to figure out who we can send it to. But we've all decided that we're not sending all of it.
Yeah. No.
Right.
Also, where we had been peeing, you can see all of our little pee spots, where we had relieved ourselves. And right in the big middle of it, about 2.5, 3 foot around, is a big pee spot. Looked like a Clydesdale had just leaned up against the truck and cut loose. Chaz says, I thought I had big hands, so I shook Texas. So what it looks like, whatever it had done, whatever it was, I can't say it was a Bigfoot. We didn't see it. But whatever this was had leaned its hand on top of the cab while looking at us over the SUV while we were sitting around a campfire about 15 feet away, maybe 20, and relieved itself right there in the middle of where we had been doing our business. So, and we have had sightings there in that camp. We've had sightings of just about, I think, in every campsite we've ever used. So, we've had them run out of the brush, run up beside my truck. We've had, what we thought we staring at what was left of a tree was about 8 feet tall, and then the tree walked away at night.
Right.
So anyway, yeah, that's that's what I wanted to go through tonight.
Cool.
Wake up, Brandy.
I'm
She's doing the
awake.
chat.
I'm
You're back on camera.
yeah, I'm posting links. I'm posting links for Texas Front Porch, Truth or Tinfoil, and they know us. They're here.
Ridge Runner, that I get asked that so much. He asked, "Did y'all think of getting a sample of the dirt where the pee was?" We thought about it. We talked about it. But the thing about it is, we had been peeing there also.
Yep.
So any DNA we get, it's going to be contaminated, as they always love to say. So there's no sense in taking a DNA sample that you already know is very possibly contaminated with human DNA, because that's the first thing they're going to say anyway.
Hey, y'all should be getting an email from Bristol too about where to possibly send the DNA to.
Thank you. So that's all I got, folks. I hope y'all enjoyed the breakdown of evidence and stuff. You got really drilled down on some stuff that we've pulled out of Brown Springs, and I don't think it's cocky at all to say we have pulled out the best physical evidence out of the field in a very, very long time. These are not blurry freaking pictures that you need to run through 9,000 filters, draw a red circle of, stand on one leg, flap your arms like a chicken, and squint one eye and close the other to see what the hell I'm trying to show you. Okay.
I'm glad you said
That's
that.
true.
I got
That's
something
true.
to show you. Now
Lay
I
it
think
on
about
me.
it. So I got to find it. I'm gonna have to share it. It's coming up. I got to wait for this computer to redo all my fun stuff here. But this,
Holy
I found
crap. Crystal McGee. Great show.
Been a member for 13 months.
That is awesome.
That is fantastic.
That is
Should we say happy anniversary to you?
Yeah.
Well, let's see here. I'm trying. It's not giving me what I want, so I'll have to bring it up, put it up later on. But there I found the. Have you ever seen the guy that does the death by PowerPoint presentation stuff?
No.
The comedian. Well, somebody did death by red circles, and I'll get that up for Sunday, so that way you can see it. So,
Oh my gosh! So everybody needs to tune in to Truth or Tinfoil on Sunday, because we're going to do death by red circle.
Well,
so Truth or Tinfoil, 5 p.m. Central.
There is a few more pictures that I want to show real quick.
Yeah. Do not show anything in bluebonnet fields.
These are our new T-shirt designs, folks. These are our new T-shirt designs.
Yep.
They will be available at the Jefferson Conference. I got that confirmed today. So if you're anywhere around and you're going to go to the Jefferson Conference, come by and grab you a T-shirt. They're going to be $20 a piece. So this is the first one. This is the Bigfoot shirt. Bigfoot saw me, and Jason did the artwork.
Of course.
And yes. So I absolutely love these 3 designs he came up with. We kind of put our heads together and came up with, I kind of told him what I had in mind, and this is what he came up with, and I absolutely love them. This is another one. We're putting out some DogMan shirts, which you don't see very often. You can be the official chew toy of DogMan.
Or y'all like to tell me I get to be the bait.
Yeah. Now
you should put on the bag. Join now.
Yeah. This is my favorite.
That's my favorite.
That is my favorite right there.
Lord have mercy.
So, yeah. After the conference, if I have any left, you know what? I'm going to give away one of each of these shirts in the next members only for the porch.
You're going to give away 2 of each of those shirts, because one of each of those is coming to me.
Hey, I still ain't got mine from Alabama, so I'll tell you something.
Hey, I think I was the only one that ended up with one. Me and Pops. That was
Now we are limited on sizes. We'll have to see how well these sell before, what we'll have. I believe we have medium, large, and 3X.
What? No two extra fat?
Yes, Moon. He did that. That's me running. Yeah, and my hat flying off. Yeah. So, but yeah, but thank y'all for everybody's support, and I'm gonna let Brandy have her show back, and Krista takes over again next week. So.
yeah, she'll be back next week. She's enjoying herself and having good family time out there in the sun and at the river, horseback riding and all that kind of good stuff. So we'll let her have it.
Yeah.
This time.
But
this
and
time.
y'all don't.
Yep.
Y'all
but
don't.
We're back.
Forget,
We're back. We're back in the field next week.
Awesome.
Where y'all go? Oh, y'all going to Ray County, aren't you? That's right.
Yeah. We are going to. We've got the tomorrow. I am. I'm just all over the place this week. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m., I will be hosting. Me and Brandy will be hosting
Yes.
Paul's show on Paranormal Among Us.
Mm-hmm.
What'd y'all do? Scare Paul off?
Yeah. Well, you know how we are. We're like a fungus. We take over everything.
Oh my God.
But
Gary, I just want to say real quick, Gary, the drawing for that that ticket to go in the to go to I think it's the Brumley House is, I think they said August 31st is going to be the drawing for that single ticket to come ghost investigating with us. Now, to do this, all you have to do is share out the Paranormal Among Us show with Paul, and then share out Blondes and Boos. Make sure you tag us in each, and then you get automatically in the raffle for it. So you get in the drawing. So that's all you gotta do. We got one ticket, just one. And don't worry, we'll be there with you if you're scared or anything like that. We're right there. We've got your back.
I'm always scared. What happens then?
well, and Gary says something, and the walking stick, whatever. I don't know. You giving away a walking stick?
Yes, we're giving away a walking stick also. Yes.
There you go. That's awesome. A ticket and an awesome a walking stick. Well, folks, and we will Sunday. Man, I hope Danielle's back on her feet by then. Good grief. Bristol, yes, paracryptidencounters is my email.
I was about to hand answer it, but okay, you got it.
But we will Sunday we'll be back with what's the name of my show?
Front porch.
No, the other one.
Infamous Mind.
Infamous Mind. Yeah, mine and Danielle's True Crime Show.
Yeah.
God, I'm tired.
Okay, but we're gonna go like this. Since this is my show, me and Randy will be on at 5 p.m. Central on Truth or Tinfoil. So if you haven't subscribed, come on over, subscribe, and check us out. Make sure you hit that like and notification button, and thank you.
There you go. Good job. Oh, and have you announced for next week yet? Because I know it got announced in other spots on the 14th.
Oh, goodness me. No, we got to talk about this text. You need to talk about first. Let's talk about your morning show. Real quick, let's talk about your morning show.
Me and Paul are doing a morning show called Waking Up Weird. We're starting it on, I guess it's next week. Same week y'all are popping y'all's
Same
off.
day.
Yeah. Wednesday morning at 8 p.m. Central.
Yep.
So.
8 a.m.
8 a.m. Central.
8
Yeah.
a.m. No.
I am here.
And then, right. And then Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Central, Randy Gilbert, Donnie Cho, Paranormal Paul, and myself are starting a new show, 7 p.m. Central, Wednesday nights. It's going to be called The Paranormal Show and Tell. You're just going to have to show up to figure out what's it about because we don't know yet.
Yeah, we ain't figured that part out either. But
So we're gonna figure
we're
it
working
out.
on graphics. We're working on graphics still.
That's right. That's right. We're going to get it together. But it's going to be a good time. You know, with Donnie Cho, and Randy and Paul, we're just going to have a great time. So make sure you tune in to Waking Up Weird Wednesday mornings at 8 a.m. Central and Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Central for the all new shows that the Texas Front Porch Group is putting together. So tune in.
There you go. I like it. So we'll see you like every day.
Every day. Just every day. We'll see everybody every day. Somebody will be there for you.
Brandy, Paul, Joe, Donnie, and Randy's new show is Paranormal Show and Tell.
Paranormal Show and Tell. Show and Tell.
I still think we need to have that 3 dots there. Show and Tell.
Yeah.
Well, we'll show it. We may not tell about it, but we'll just show it anyway.
Yeah, there you go. We'll be good. Are you driving this money train or what?
Yeah, I'm looking.
He is.
You're interfering with the show. Do I need to call Bobby up?
Right? His show's coming back too soon.
Good. I'll be glad to see that one. Good. Glad you did.
Yes.
Bye, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow.